Good morning, people. Here we are. This is Thursday. I skipped a Wednesday because I was working with another guy all day, and probably not a good idea to try to do a podcast with him. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna say, and wasn't sure even if I liked him or not yet. But he's all right. He's an okay guy. But yeah, I don't know. First day hanging out with a guy, training him, and be like, "You want to be on my podcast? Do you want to be on my podcast? Do you want to do it?" No, I'm not doing that shit. I do this shit myself. Most people at my job don't even know that I do this. And the ones that do know that I do this don't give a fuck and don't care and don't want to know anything about it, which is great. I don't need anybody from my work listening to my podcast trying to match shit up and then fuck it. I don't know. You could get me in trouble probably for something at some point in time. Or, the people that I talk shit about. I don't need them knowing. I don't need them knowing. But we're having a good day today. Woke up on time. Got to hug both the kids. Uh, got to the shop. Everybody's in a good mood except for that one guy. I don't know what's wrong with him. I said, "How you doing today?" He said, "Not good." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, man." And he just kept walking, and I kept walking. So I don't know what was going on with him. And I heard one of our mechanic techs. He's not. I guess he's a mechanic. I don't know. He just does the tires and stuff. I don't know. I guess he's having some home life issues. I hear things. I am a fly on the wall at this place. I hear a lot of shit. Somebody put air in my fucking lumbar. The truck looks like nobody drove it since I parked it, so that's good. My lumbar is a little fucked up though. It's like it's stuck. We're out here getting up on the highway. Got pre-tripped. Truck and trailer, Kenworth T880. I got me a 53-foot dry van. I'm not cool like those Australians that got them triple axle trailers. America, we do have triple axle trailers, obviously. We have everything. But it's very uncommon. Not very uncommon, but like, most of the flatbeds running around out here is a dual axle. Dos axle. I don't know what you call it. But them Australian guys, they got some heavy hauling fucking road trains out there. Those things are fucking sick. Anyways, we're rolling. Yesterday was great. What did we do yesterday? We hauled trash. So I taught the dude how to haul trash and told him where not to stand when you open the door, because that door it'll fucking hit you. And it's not going to tickle. It's going to hurt. So I got him out of the way. He almost threw up from the landfill. He's a new guy. He's like, "Dude, I'm going to throw up. This landfill fucking reeks." I'm like, "Dude, this landfill is the best thing that you're going to smell working at this job. So you either need to figure out how to get over that, or I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. If you want to throw up every day, keep working here. Because you're going to go to the pig plant." I was just me naming off the stuff. He was over there about to hurl. He's like, "Dude, I'm no shit about to hurl." I'm like, "Okay, well, fucking open the door first. Don't get it on my steps. I just cleaned this motherfucking truck, motherfucker." But he's a cool guy. He said he used to be an over-the-road trucker, and he's a young guy. Young. He's like 25 or something. And he used to have all different types of jobs here and there and all kinds of stuff. I don't think he's lying. So, interesting. Doesn't mean no good. You're here now, buddy. I don't know. You'll like it. I mean, I like it. We lost two people recently. It was the other Kevin, and then somebody else, but I think it's from a different branch or something. I don't know. I don't even know why they were talking about it, but we lost. That's what they were saying. That we lost two, but we hired three, and then we had another one come in yesterday. I don't know. We're always hiring, dude. We are always hiring. We got all kinds of people coming in and out of here. But a lot of people just they see environmental works and they're like, oh, cool. We're going to plant trees. No, no. If anything, you're cutting them down. Okay. We're over here fucking hauling pig guts and well, we don't really haul. I mean, we do haul pig guts technically, but not like on the road. Usually it's like we're gonna suck up your pig guts from here, and we're gonna dump them over there, and then we're gonna clean out the hole where you put the pig guts. You know, that's about it. And then my job today, just driving up to Des Moines, Iowa, to a facility. They have a bunch of rinse water. It's just water that has been rinsed through multiple different type of chemical processes, I guess. I don't know. Some of it's blue, some of it's yellow, some of it's clear, some of it's brown. It's a bunch of different type of shit. It's 18 totes, 300 gallons each, full of random liquid that they're gonna load up on me, and I'm gonna take it to the landfill and dump it in a hole at the landfill. Push them totes out, and that's it. That's my job today. My job tomorrow, I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do tomorrow. And even if I look and I check to see what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, it's gonna change. So I don't even pay attention to my schedule until like the night before. We got a battle between a Ryder and a Ford Ranger. They both want the same lane. They got it figured out. That's good. The drive to work this morning was really good. Didn't have any assholes on the road. I was able to do like fucking 80, 85 the whole way. Things are doing well. Last night and the night before last, I called my house after my son got home from school, and I said, "Hey, dude, you need to figure out where the PlayStation controllers are and get them charged up." Well, just the one controller. The other controller goes to my fucking laptop, so don't touch that one. But the other ones, I need you to get those and charge them up, because I don't know, I was driving the other day and I just saw a bunch of fucking zip-zappy cars, I saw like a Nissan 300ZX that was all stanced out and shit. I don't know if you guys would even consider that, that a cool car. I do. I think I am all for everything. Um, I prefer four-wheel drive trucks and fucking stock muscle cars. Not stock, but not too heavily modified and not too nice. But I do really like the little drifting cars and the little JDMs and stuff. I like those too. I just think they're so cool, all the engineering that went into those, and how different they are from the American cars, the Japanese market. Those cars are pretty cool. Not the new fucking shit. I don't give a fuck about the new shit. I'm talking like 90s and older Japanese cars out here running around that kids put big rims on and fucking drift them around. And they're all beat up and mismatched panels and stuff. I like them. So I have a video game. It's called Car X Drift Racing, and I had to re-download it the night before last and played it because on that game you get all these JDM cars and stuff, and it's a really cool fucking game. And I missed playing it, but it's done a bunch of updates, so now like everything's a little bit different, and none of the cars act the way they used to act. So it's a little bit of a learning curve, and I got to figure it out. I kind of liked the before the update, the way they tuned the cars and stuff, but they changed it all. Now, I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game. The only problem is, for some reason, I don't need a PlayStation Plus membership to play Grand Theft Auto Online. I can just play Grand Theft Auto Online for free. But to play the CarX Drift Racing Online, that's the name of the game. Like, that's the name. It's called Online. And it won't let me play online unless I have a PlayStation Plus. And that's $10 a month. And it's like, I just want to play this every now and again. I'm not going to be sitting here playing this every fucking day. Because I moved the PlayStation and a small TV into my son's room. And, you know, it's a process just to get things, just to find everything and get everything plugged in and hooked up and good to go, you know, because, I don't know, he thinks my wife is the one that taught him how to turn off the PlayStation and the TV, and that's just unplug it from the wall. And I'm like, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Well, that's how they do it. So, whatever. The TV remote's always missing. The PlayStation remote's missing. The shit's unplugged and knocked over and everything. I've not worked on the truck the last 2 nights because I just wanted to go in and play video games. I haven't played video games in a while, so I was like, I'm going to download that game. I walked through a very tall yard. I need to mow the yard. And I've been getting home at a decent time every day, but the yard, I'm like, I'm not mowing. I ain't mowing. I ain't doing it. It's not going to take very long, but I just don't want to do it at all. I'm just so lazy these days. This week, at least. Just want to work, come home, and relax. So, I don't know. Maybe tonight I might mow and go ahead and start working on the square body a little bit more. I'm excited to work on it because now I've got the 3-panel system. You guys have heard about that enough. But I just need to get it cut out and get the holes cut and everything, and it'll be ready to go. But I'm just a lazy man right now. And you know, our financial situation right now isn't at a great spot. I mean, it's in an okay spot. We're okay. But the extra money that I need to spend on the square body ain't gonna be happening right now. I got the buttons and the switches and all kinds of shit ready to go in the Amazon cart, and then I got to get to the junkyard to get the other shit that I need, and I don't know, it's probably gonna be like $200 worth of shit that I need to get. There's stuff that I can do right now, like I could technically get the radio wired up in my truck right now. I don't really want to do that right now because I still want to take the seat out and power wash the inside of it. Just get the entire interior needs to be power washed. It's all metal. There's nothing else in there. All metal. Get it power washed and then let it sit there and dry for a few days or whatever I need to do. And then I want to get some kill mat also, so that's another thing I need to add to the fucking grocery list. Get some of that kill mat shit and get it rolled on everywhere. But Yep. Just gotta wait for a little bit of a better financial spot right now. That's fine. That's how the truck has been. Worked on it a lot, and then didn't even touch it for a couple weeks or months or whatever it was. And then I touched it a lot, and then now I'm back to I'm not gonna mess with it for a while probably, even though I really want to. I want that truck better be fucking done way before the end of the year. I'm hoping October-ish, before it gets too fucking cold. And I was looking up an AC unit, but I don't know. I found a couple things. It's like a guy put this little thing on his nightstand, and it's like a little a chill thing, a little chill. You put water in it, and it chills. But it says, I don't know. Reading some of the reviews, it's like, oh, if it's a little bit uneven, it won't work right. I'm like, well, that's not going to work in a vehicle. If it's got to be sitting flat, completely flat. And then I was also looking up some sort of a heating element with a little fan that'll blow. And I think I have one in my house right now. It'll just plug into the house or whatever. I need to either get it wire it up to the truck so it'll just work, or get a power inverter. I don't know how the AC DC conversion can go, but get it wired up and then get that plumbed. I want to make some sort of a cone structure so it'll blow right into the defrost. And then I was thinking about having another one, a more extravagant cone, so it'll blow to the single vent, because there's four vents plus the two defrost in my truck. And it used to have some floor shit, but I took all that shit out. So it had four vents. I took two vents away. There's two vents left on the passenger side. One is like in the center of the truck. So I was thinking about plumbing it to that one vent. So the one vent right in the middle of the truck, I can turn it towards me, and so whenever I do kick on the heater or however that may work, it can blow to the defrost at all times and then blow to me. And I also thought about getting some little plates, little block off plates for the defrost, or maybe like some sort of a hinge system up there on the dash. I don't know. I'm still brainstorming all of this, so don't take any of this, as what's going to happen. But it would be kind of cool to close off the defrost and then just have it blow on me. If I happen to be waiting in a line or something and I don't need to see out the windshield, I could just have it blow straight, all that fucking heat straight onto me. But I'm thinking it'll be fine. It'll just blow on the defrost. You're pretty close to the windshield in that truck. The dash is not very wide, and then you're sitting a lot closer than I sit like in my car to the steering wheel, because it's all fixed. The seat will move, but I always have it all the way in the back position, and then the steering wheel doesn't move at all. It's where it is. There's no tilt or anything, no telescoping. But yeah, anyways, I don't know. I'm still brainstorming the HVAC stuff, because I don't know. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, I am gonna want heat, at least on defrost, and it would be kind of cool to have some AC stuff. And I was looking at some of these AC units. One of them is like a wall-mounted AC. It's like a big box thing that mounts to the wall, and there's not really any room to put that in my truck. I can't even put it on the roof because my head would hit it, but and it's way too big. I was looking for a really small, compact thing, and I think the only way for me to get AC into that truck would be getting the AC shit put back into the truck, which I can do that, and I can, now that I'm gonna not mount it all in the same spot. I could probably get it, because I don't need the heater core. And the heater core and all those vents and everything is what took up most of the room. And the blower motor and all that shit. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do exactly yet. Work, yeah. After we hauled the trash yesterday with the new guy, we went back. I'm over here fucking talking like a weirdo because I'm hitting these bumps. It's not a good time. We went back to the shop and we did some computer learning because we have a job this weekend. We're going to clean some cooling towers at a facility, is what I'll say. The back end of that trailer is about to fall the fuck off. This guy's got a horse trailer, but it's not metal. It's, I don't know. It looks like it's about to fucking fall. Like the whole ass end of this trailer is just wobbling up and down. But we're gonna clean some cooling towers with the new guy on Saturday. So we had to go over and get our badges and do some trainings for the specific facility. And the trainings took almost 2 hours, which is like, what the fuck? It used to be a 15-minute video that you didn't have to watch. You just had to fill out this little quiz, and the lady would give you the answers. But now they're getting a little bit more strict with shit. So now it's like a 2-hour training session that you have to sit through. And I did all that yesterday. We took the guy up there, got him his badge. And then I did all my training because I didn't realize I have a good badge until December. And I went in there last week, and they're like, no, they're not going to let you in anymore. I'm like, I was in there last week, and nobody had any problems. My badge says December, so maybe I don't have to do shit till then. They're like, no, you need to do it now. I'm like, well, fuck, all right. Y'all are paying me to do it. So I sat down and did a bunch of computer learnings, and then I had to do a Norfolk Southern drug and alcohol course. And it fucking sucked, dude. I hate doing those courses. You gotta do them every year. And it just drags on and on and on. And there's some dude in the video that's speaking, and you can't skip the videos on these ones. There's a little fucking easy quizzes in between, and you just gotta click through it and listen to this guy talk for like an hour and a half about everything that has to do with drug and I'm like, whoa, all right, if you do drugs, don't come on the property. I understand. And if you do drugs and come on the property, you could get fucking drug tested. Understand. Can I just sign, yes, I understand, and be done with this shit? Please? It's a long fucking course. Just all about drug and alcohol stuff. It's fucking ridiculous. And then I did a little bit of I had like a Haswhopper refresher deal, and I did a couple of those little tests. Getting closer to being done with this school learning shit. I just try not to go to the shop as often, and then I don't have to do any of it. But, and that was it yesterday. Yesterday, really, it just did trash and school shit, and then sat around and talked to people, and I got all my paperwork done for the week that I've been on, because I was a little behind on it, but now we're good. And I don't know. Last night, I had my wife go get me a steak. She went to the grocery store, picked up a bag of pork rinds and a steak. I was like, please get those for me, and some real butter. I'm tired of using that Country Crock 38% fucking vegetable oil shit. It's not good for you guys. It's if it doesn't say butter on it, it's not butter. Because that's what somebody in some video taught me somewhere along the line is it's if it doesn't say butter on it, then it's not butter. And Country Crock, nowhere on the motherfucker does it say butter. Maybe it does in the fine print somewhere. I don't know. But I was like, get me sticks of butter. And she got me some sticks of butter, and on the back of the package it says the ingredients are pretty fucking simple. There's no seed oils or any of that shit in there. It's just butter. And I pulled the steak out of the fridge. She got back with the groceries, put it in the fridge. I took it out of the fridge and let it sit on the counter for a while. Let it get up to room temperature, and I salted the fuck out of it. Because apparently salting the meat before you cook it for a while before you cook it is good for it. It makes it super duper tender. And I agree. It's fucking tender. But she made spaghetti with the little sausages in the air fryer. So for dinner last night, I ended up just eating the rest of the sausages. She's like, you ate my lunch for tomorrow. I'm like, oh, shit, sorry, babe. She's like, I got you a steak. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to need lunch for tomorrow. So I cooked my steak for lunch tomorrow. Even though I really want to fucking eat the steak right now, I'm not going to. And I ate the sausages, and I cooked up the steak. Oh, God, it's a delicious looking steak. It's not as big as I wanted it to be. I should have went up there, and I was going to, whenever I go up to the meat counter next time, I'm going to talk to the guy back there and be like, yo, you got any tallow back there? You got any fucking, I'll take the trimmings. The free trimming, all the shit that you don't want, that you throw away, not all of it. But I'll take a fucking bag of it, take it home, because that beef fat is fucking gold now to me now. It's so weird. It really, listening to the people that I've been listening to and them changing my mind and making me open my eyes, I guess, is what it seems like to me, at least, to the food in America. It's really fucking, you can either keep living on the blue pill, the way that you want to live, and everything's fine. I was red-pilled. Severely red-pilled. And somebody made a post the other day. They took a picture of an aisle in a grocery store that said, this is all poison. And I'm like, preach it! It's like the cereal aisle. And I'm like, but for real, it is. None of this shit, I don't want any of that shit in my body anymore. Yes, it tastes good. You can cheat every now and again. Go for it. But that shit is so fucking, I know if I eat that shit, I'm going to pay for it. Especially when I've been as strict as I have been on this carnivore. But I still do have sugar in my fucking coffee. Okay. I think I'm doing okay. I weighed myself this morning. I'm in the 260s now. High 260s, but it said 269, okay? And I'm happy about that. I'm still making progress. And when you think about how much of a pound of weight is, it really, you're like, oh yeah, I fluctuate 5 pounds. Have you ever had a 5-pound anything in your hand? Like, that's a lot of fucking shit. Like, a 5-pound dumbbell, yeah, it's not very big. It's pretty fucking small. But 5 pounds of fat, if you go to the grocery store and you go to the fucking meat counter and you're like, hey, can I get a 5-pound bag of fat? It's not like, tallow, or I don't know what tallow is exactly yet. I think it's kind of like a butter consistency. But a 5-pound, just cut the fucking fat off of a big cut of steak. And it's, it's dense and it's there. 5 pounds of that. Hold it up. That's how much you're fluctuating. And if you lose 10 pounds, go get a fucking 10-pound bag. I'm 20 pounds down now. 21, whatever. That's a big fucking bag of fat. That's a giant bag of fucking fat. I used to compare it to like the dog food. Like my wife is like, yeah, I grabbed that 30-pound bag of dog food and I put it in the garage and it's way too fucking heavy. I'm like, yeah, I know. Just imagine if you not trying. You got to be careful talking to the wife, but I try to interject myself in there. I'm like, imagine that much fat coming off of me. She's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, losing 30 pounds is a big deal. Losing 10 pounds is a big deal. Losing 5 pounds is a big deal. That's a lot of fucking fat. And as long as you know it's fat you're losing on Ozempic, you're losing fucking bone marrow and bone mass and muscle. That's what Ozempic is doing to you if you don't follow strict. Ozempic can be used in a good way. You have to eat properly and you have to work out. Like, consistently to continue to build up your muscle mass. The Ozempic is going to deplete your body, and you have to replace that depletion, and the fat will go away. That's what, I don't know, everybody thinks they can just take an Ozempic shot and they're going to fucking lose weight, and yes, you will lose weight, you will skinny up, but you're going to be a frail, like, you're going to have bird bones, fucking hollow bones and shit. Don't, please, if you're going to do Ozempic, do a little bit of research before you just start shooting yourself up with it. Um, yeah, just they're not even conspiracy theories. It's just the way it is, and people look at you like you're a fucking kook when you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna eat the bread. You know, like, oh, you're trying to lose weight? No, it's like that's glue in your body, is what it is, and it'll inflame you, and you're gonna feel like shit. Even though I do feel really good, but I don't feel inflamed anymore. You get a much clearer headspace too. But that, I don't know. It's the COVID shit. After I got COVID, there was like a year and a half that the brain fog is what everybody talked about, but I didn't even know about the brain fog thing until later on. But I just felt fucking weird after getting COVID, after either getting the shot or getting the COVID. Because I did get vaccinated twice with the fucking, uh, I don't even know what the fuck shot it was, but I got one of those shots. It was a 2-shot process. And they kept sending me shit telling me to come in and get a booster. And I'm like, dude, I am so foggy right now. I don't, like, I feel like I'm on autopilot. And was not feeling good at all. Now I did get over that, and I was still eating fucking bullshit, but I got over that, but now it's just way better, way fucking better. I still have the dream of going up on stage at some point in time, going up for a comedy deal. And I've thought about trying to practice with you guys, but I don't know. You need to have laughter in the background to really know what the fuck is working or not. Because I do go on some of these rants and shit, or just say funny, what I think is funny shit. I've listened back to a couple of parts of episodes, and I'm like, that is funny. But a lot of shit's funny to me and ain't funny to nobody else. So it's kind of hard to figure that out. Like, I need to be able to get up on the stage and figure it out. And I think I would take failing. Failing would also be funny to me. Yeah. Going up there and bombing might be one of the funniest things I do. That would, I'm not really one to get my feelings hurt. At least I don't think so. I'm always a jokester with people. There are people that put me out of the mood. people that think I'm being serious when I'm actually trying to just be funny and trying to get a smile out of somebody, and then they're like, "You're a fucking dumbass." It's like, oh, well, I'm actually not. I was trying to be funny there. Like, it wasn't funny. It's like, oh, okay, all right, well, now I don't like you. I'm gonna go do this for the people that do laugh. But I'm wondering if people are doing the laugh. They're just like, that's what he wants. All we gotta do is laugh, and he'll go the fuck away. But I don't know. I do think I'm a one of a kind type of guy. I do some really silly, off the cuff type of shit a lot of the time, and I enjoy it. I mean, I set out my day to make people fucking smile usually, and it's usually with some really sometimes gruesome jokes. Not gruesome, but like uh, just dumb jokes. And like yesterday, they sent around a card. They sent around two cards. Two people are having birthdays at some point in time. So I'm sitting at the computer, just doing my computer shit. And a girl walks up and she's like, "Hey, you need to sign this card. It's for this guy." I'm like, "Okay." And so I wrote on there, "All of your dreams will come true, Kevin." Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. So like, she's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yeah, that is it." And then she brought me another one. She's like, "All right, this one's for the other guy, and he used to work at a coffee shop." I said, "You brew a mean cup of Joe, Kevin." And I've never had any coffee from him. But it's just kind of a joke to him having coffee in his past. I don't fucking know. And then one other dude was sitting there, and he's like, "This is my best friend." It was a guy. These people, I don't even know these people that I'm signing these cards for. And the new dude that was sitting across from me, apparently he got word of this job from the dude's card that we're signing. I don't know who he is. We have a lot of people, and some people I haven't met, in person quite yet. But he's like, "Oh man, this is yeah. Let me sign it at the end." She's like, "Okay," because he was like, "Is anybody gonna see this?" She's like, "Everybody that signs it after you will see it." He's like, "Let me sign it last," and so she sent it around, and then somebody was like, "Why are you gonna write something dirty on there?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What are you gonna draw a picture of a dick?" And I didn't get any laughs out of anybody, but I did get some people that are like, "Kevin." I'm like, "What?" I guess I don't know. Are you not supposed to do that in the workplace? I don't know, but I thought it was funny, so I said it. And then even the main office lady, she's pretty cool, and we can all joke around. There was a person on the rainbow spectrum in our office at this point in time. Not that that really matters, and I I think he can handle it. Um, because you're not. I don't know. Maybe I'll have a write up. I don't know. I think it was an HR person also, but I don't even know who she was until later on. And but no, I'm talking about the regular office lady. She's sitting there, and I was like, "Have you seen? I think you should leave." She's like, "You just said a bunch of random words." I'm like, "Okay." No, there's a guy that makes skits, and it's called "I Think You Should Leave," and I'm going to send you a video. So I sent her the Eggman video. So if you're curious of what it is, go ahead and pause this right now and search for "I Think You Should Leave" with Tim Robinson, the Eggman game. I don't know if that's the name of the video or not, but that's what I searched, and it pops right up. And it's a guy. I mean, I'm going to butcher it, but for the people that don't want to search it, which is fine. Uh, it's only a 2-minute video, but he's sitting at his computer and he's playing this game on his computer, and it's a guy. It's an egg man, an egg with arms, eyes, mouth, legs, and shit, and it's a basket of eggs, and he's just like dropping the eggs into the egg's mouth, and it says, "You're out of eggs," and it says, I don't know. It's a funny fucking skit. And then at the end, I don't want to break the end for you guys. Go watch it, please. Just go watch. I think that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen online. Uh, but to her, she's like, I watched it, but I don't even know what was going on. I'm like, well, you got to know it's like a funny thing. She's like, I didn't understand any of it. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, damn it. That was a bomb to me. It was like I sent somebody a funny video and then it wasn't funny to them. I'm like, damn it, that was a bomb. But I still think it's really funny, so it's okay. And I'm like, you need to watch the other ones. You know, maybe the guy in the banana suit, or is it a banana suit? I don't know what it is. He's in a suit and he drives his car into a fucking clothing shop and he's in there just fucking. It's funny. I don't know, man. You gotta be into that type of comedy. It's kind. I don't know. I wouldn't call it dry comedy. It's just skit comedy, and it's not like SNL. SNL does have some good stuff. Mad TV has some good stuff. I do like those, but I don't know. Just knowing that those were I don't know. Tim Robinson's good, a really good one. I like him a lot. And Shane Gillis. We talked about Shane Gillis the other day. He has his own YouTube channel for his skits, and his skits are fucking awesome. The Grill Sergeant one, oh god. The Donald Trump speed dating, all of them, they're all good. And he's one that he got hired on SNL, so he made all these skits, videos, and stuff, and I don't know if he applied or if somebody reached out to him, but he got hired on SNL, which is awesome. And he went in, he was on a train in New York, and I don't know, during the train ride, his entire career fell out at SNL. He never even made it on SNL. He got hired, everything was good, and then some fucking troll dumb fuck, which they're out there, who gives a fuck? They're gonna be there. There's no getting rid of them. Some troll fuck went through all of his podcasts and found him talking about Chinese people. I don't know. He said the word chink at some point in time. And, you know, how woke society is now and, you know, cancel culture and all that shit. He got completely canceled. They took his fucking job. They withdrew him from SNL, which it turned out, you know, in most people's eyes that like Shane Gillis, they're like, I'm so glad you didn't get on SNL, because then you would be more miserable at SNL than you are now. It was kind of a good thing that happened. And, I don't know, I think he apologized for it, but he didn't really, like, he's just a good guy. Like, you just listen to him and talk to him and, or not talk to him. I've never talked to him, but if you're familiar with his podcast and you're familiar with his skits and stuff, you know he's not out. He doesn't hate anybody, and he's not trying to be mean and try to hurt anybody's feelings. He's just trying to be. He's just got a fucking awesome mind, and sometimes offensive things are fucking funny. Is that a fucking crime? Sometimes things that are offensive to people are the funniest fucking thing in the world. This Werner motherfucker. Never mind. He's gonna be a good guy. I thought he was gonna cut off this car hauler. We all have to merge into the left lane up here, and I thought he was gonna pass this fucking car hauler. Still looks like he might pass the car hauler, like right at the fucking closer. Anyways, yeah, he's making funny jokes, and the joke with the Chinese, he wasn't even really. It was a funny comment. It didn't really hit very well, but just the fact that he said it, You know, not everything has to be the most hilarious thing you say. And he got in big trouble for it, but it got him out there. Got his name. No news is good news, or I'm not no news. Any publicity, publicity, fucking words. Any publicity is good publicity. Shit in the news. If you're in the news, it's good news because more people are looking at you. So more people got on. Like they said, "Oh, this guy was so horrible. He said this bad word on this one podcast a long time ago." And then everybody got on there and was searching. They're like, "What did he say? Oh my gosh, I want to get on there and see what he said." And then it just made him bigger. He got so everybody saw it, and they're like, "He's actually not a bad guy." And then he did go on SNL. He did. He was hosting SNL one day. SNL felt really bad because a lot of people at SNL that weren't the fucking woke people, and they were like, let's let him on, and they let him on, and he was in every single skit that day, and he was a good host, and he had a really funny opening, but a lot of people didn't. They felt either the audio engineers turned the laughs off, like they didn't play as many laughs as they could have. They turned off some microphones in the audience. I don't know, but it looked like it was not a great set. It was a really good set, and the fact that there wasn't as many laughs made it kind of funnier. But he's a good one. And Tim Robinson, all I know is his skits. I don't know if he's on podcasts or anything like that. I might look that up later today to see if he's got anything. But Harlan Williams, Theo Vaughn, he doesn't really do skits and stuff, I don't think, but he does some other shit. He's out there. He's got some good shit out there. But the most interesting thing about him is that he just interviewed Donald Trump. It's it's 5 times bigger than any of his other podcasts, I think. Because he has like 2.5 million subscribers. He gets about 1.5 million views, roughly. I don't know. I only scrolled a few of them. Were like his most popular ones, and most of them are like 1 million, 2 million views, 3 million. But the Donald Trump one that just came out is already at today it's probably at 6 million. It's a giant one. And you got to see anybody out there that's, I don't know what this would do for anybody that would be on the fence on who to vote for, or if you're a hardcore Kamala person, or if you're a hardcore Donald Trump person. I don't know what this would do for you guys. I thought it was a really interesting interview. They get into, Theo doesn't get on there and has like a set thing he wants to talk about. He just gets on there and just like, "Oh, how's your brother? How's your mom? What's your dad doing? What are your kids up to?" Yeah, he just wants to know about the person. They do get into some actual shit a little bit later on, but Theo Vaughn can extract some of the most strangest things out of people. Just the way they think, the way they do things, and it's all genuine, I mean, some of the stories that Theo's got, could be a little bit made up, and he does it for the funny factor, but they're all good, like the wooden shirt deal, like, oh yeah, I had a friend in school, his dad made him a wooden shirt. Yeah, like, now did that, I don't know. It's funny, and not everything that's funny has to be true, you know. But it was a really interesting interview, and I think everybody should go check it out. You know, it's got 5 million views, so I'm sure every single person that listens to my shit's already heard it or knows about it. But go check it out. It's really good. Now, I will say the they both have very deep voices on the fucking episode. It's kind of weird. I had to change the EQ on my phone just to hear what the fuck Donald Trump was saying because his voice was so deep into that microphone. I was like, God damn, it's just like so fucking deep and booming voice. I was insane. And then Donald Trump had that Elon Musk interview recently, and yeah, I don't know what was going on with that interview's audio. Donald Trump, he tried to explain it, but didn't do a good job at it. But he was lisping for real. He was lisping the entire fucking time. And so I don't know. I imagine Donald Trump was laying on his belly on his bed, talking into his phone. Like, I know he wasn't, but he's like, yeah, Donald Trump is just laying on his belly on his bed with his phone in front of him, you know, like I do to my wife whenever I'm staying in a hotel, just talking to her. And, you know, maybe the way he was sitting, or maybe, you know, the way the audio in the fucking room, I don't know, was making him sound like he had a lisp. I don't know what was going on with that. Maybe old Donald, I don't know what would cause somebody to lisp like he was, but. And then I saw some reaction videos to the Theo Vaughn thing, and I don't know. The guy was like, he's lisping right now, explaining how he wasn't lisping on the other one. And I listened to the whole Theo Vaughn one, and I was like, he sounded good. I mean, other than it booming, and I had to change my EQ, like turn the bass all the way down, just to hear what the fuck was going on. And I even listened to it on YouTube later on. I was like, maybe it's my headphones or something. Maybe it's the speakers in this truck aren't good or whatever. But no, it's the whole fucking deal. Really, really loud. I don't know. Donald Trump's got some issues going on with his voice through audio equipment. I think his voice is fine, but I don't know. But I want to see his ear. I mean, I know it's all healed up and everything, but I don't know, maybe there is pictures of it, but I'd like to zoom in on his ear and just see what scars he has on his ear now. That's kind of fucking sick, you know. I've got scars all over my face. Well, not all over my face. Mainly my forehead. So I told you guys the other day, I told you about the getting ejected from a car, like that entire story. I haven't told it in a while, so I guess I'll tell it again. So, yeah, the broken hip pelvis video or podcast was just like last one or the one before, I'm not sure. So go check that one out. I'm gonna hop on for that for the next part of that, where the car wreck, and I kind of did touch on it a little bit, but I was working as a dishwasher, and my hip was healed, and I'm a busboy dishwasher at a fancy bar and grill, and I worked there with a couple of buddies. But the one, I don't know what the other buddy did. We were always on opposite shifts with my Florida boy buddy, because he's the one that got me the job there. And then I got my other buddy, Braxton, a job there also. And we both ended up being dishwashers. So we're in there doing dishes and stuff, and, you know, we're both fucking gross-ass people. We're eating, you know, uneaten food off of people's plates and stuff. It was a really fancy restaurant, and they had really good food. And some of the food that would come back hadn't been touched at all. Like a stuffed mushroom Nothing has touched this mushroom. This mushroom is completely fine. It's perfectly fine. Or like a fucking a skillet cookie. A skillet cookie, people took 2 bites out of it and then threw it away. It's like, yeah, we're not going to eat the piece where they bit, but we're going to eat the other. And this isn't a Waffle House. You're not having crackheads come in there with their nasty fucking everything on them. Come in there and fucking spit and sneeze and shit in the fucking food, that they don't eat. And they're going to eat everything anyways. But so this is like fancy people coming out to a dinner. They all brushed their teeth before they got there, and then they don't eat all their food. Yeah, we're gonna eat the fucking food. It's fucking gross. I'm sorry. I was younger. I don't do this anymore unless it's my wife and my kids. I'll eat their fucking food, or my wife's grandma, or my wife's mom, or my mom, or whoever. If I know them, I'll eat their food. But if I don't know you, I won't eat your food. I guess that's the well, with the carnivore thing going on now. Yeah, my buddy, my Florida boy buddy, I went out with him, and he's like, "You want the rest of this fish?" I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll eat the rest of the fish, no problem. So I'm sorry if I grossed you out there, but whatever. Anyways, we're 2 nasty dishwashers. And we leave work. We get off of work. We close the place down. All the dishes are clean and put away. We're headed home. We get into probably my car, maybe his car, not sure. We go to his house, and I always stay the night over at his house. He lived just a couple blocks away from me. We'd ride our bikes to each other's house. We were driving cars this time. But I grew up with this guy. He's the guy. I was always into classic rock. And then once I met this guy, I got into like death metal and like hard rock and grunge and all that good shit. Disturbed and all that. I don't know. And we played video games all the time. And he didn't like playing sports games. I didn't like playing sports games. We'd always go to his house and play car games. And he also had a Mustang 2, which is the ugliest Mustang of them all. But him and his dad completely restored the entire car, and it was a cool fucking car. I mean, it's a Mustang 2 hatchback with T-tops. It's baby blue. It had all the fucking stickers all over it and everything, and it sounded good, and it was a cool fucking car. Anyways, we're just kind of explaining my friendship with him, and I'd always stay the night at his house. We get off of work, and I say, I'm going to stay at your house. We go to his house, and we're just hanging out. We're playing video games. And then he had another friend from where he used to live that showed up, Trevor. And Trevor didn't get his license until he turned 18, and it was so fucking baffling to both of us that he waited. So he was scared of driving, is what he kept saying. I don't know if he just kept failing the test or what it was, but he finally got his license like that week. And he already had a car. He had a Camaro, an LS1 or LT1. I don't fucking know. It's a 2000 or 98 Camaro or 2000, whatever. That body style Camaro, SS, T-top, automatic. I don't know if it was built or anything, but it was a stock V8 Camaro it's a light little fucking fast car. I don't think they're that little, but it's a fast fucking car. It's the fastest thing that I had been in probably by that time. Other than my dad's El Camino, he had a long, long time ago, and my cousin's El Camino thing. But anyways, he shows up with this car. We can both go out there. We're marveling over this car. We're like, this thing is so fucking cool. He's like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. And it wasn't like a perfect car, but it ran, it was fast, it drove. And he's like, yeah, let's go drive around in it. I know there's a party that we can go to. So we all get in the car. Obviously, it's his friend, so he gets in the front seat. I get in the back seat. The Camaro does not have a big back seat. Not very big at all. It's just there for insurance purposes, basically. to keep insurance out because you know it's cheap. It's better on insurance if it has a back seat. I don't know. And I get back there and I try to put on the seatbelt, and I put the seatbelt down, and the fucking holder, the little piece with the button down there, is missing. Both of them are missing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I took the seats out, and I took those out. I'm gonna do a weight reduction kit on this car or whatever." I'm like, "You play too much fucking Midnight Club, dude. Like, just leave the fucking like the one thing you took out was the fucking seatbelt clips." He's like, "Yeah, well, nobody usually sits back there." I'm like, "All right, I understand, whatever." He's like, "You don't need a seatbelt anyways." I'm like, "Okay." So I have the strap, but I don't have the clip. We drive out, and it's a loud, cool fucking car. It's got some exhaust work done to it. And we drive out to some fucking house. Way out, I don't know where. I think, like, I don't know. I don't even know what city it would have been. But we drive out to this house. We go inside. It's real dark and dingy in there. There's a bunch of older, kids his age, 18 and up. And me and Braxton are like 16 at the time. Maybe 17. Probably still 16 for me, at least. Because this was after the car wreck, or after the hip deal, and it was snowing. So I had just had a birthday. I think I just turned 16 or something. And we go out to this house. Yeah, dark, dingy, weird fucking people. They're looking at us, me and Braxton, like we're little kids. Braxton's way more comfortable around these people than I am. We end up taking some shots. Somebody gave us a bunch of shots. We took them. And then they started doing some sort of drugs. And me and Braxton Braxton was always, he was okay with drinking and stuff, but he was like, "I am never doing drugs. Drugs are fucking for dumbasses and stuff." And I was his friend. So I was like, I'm the same way. And so we both went to Trevor and we're like, "Yo, let's get out of here. They're doing drugs and stuff. We want to get out of here." So we leave. And we end up going to a gas station where Trevor's girlfriend works. Go in there, grab a bag of chips, a slushie, whatever the fuck it is. Hang out with her, and then I specifically remember her, "All right, love you, drive safe," because she knows, I'm guessing she knows that he's either scared of driving or he's a new driver. I don't know. Because I think she used to drive him around, which is kind of fucking queer, but whatever. To each their own. And we leave there, and then we're headed back to Braxton's house. And then before we get there, there's this long stretch of road where it's got paved over. They paved over the railroad tracks. And we used to jump our dirt bikes. I jumped my car there before. Dirt bikes, go-karts, cars. And there's a bunch of businesses with big parking lots right there that we used to, ride around and hang out at sometimes. So we're driving back and we're like, "Hey, let's pull off here," because me and Braxton know this place like the back of our hand. We're like, "Pull into this parking lot and let's do some donuts." So we pull in the parking lot. He had an open differential, or the posi track wasn't working. I don't know. But he's trying to do a donut and he just doesn't. He cannot get it, and he will not let either me or Braxton drive his car because it's his car, which is fine. But he's trying to do a donut, and he's just doing a one-wheel peel in a circle. And he's like, "That's fucking awesome." We're like, "You're not even sliding the ass in. You're just fucking doing a one-wheel peel in a circle. We're just driving in a circle, roasting the tire. Like, it's not, you need to try it better." And he was getting a little pissed off because we were making fun of him and stuff. So he pops out, and we say, "Yeah, there's a long road here." And he's like, "Yeah, this car's fast as fuck, boy." Like, he hadn't really been hooning around until this point. We start at the railroad track, so we didn't jump the railroad tracks or anything like we probably would have. But we started the railroad tracks, and he punches it, and we just, burn out first, second, third gear scratch, fucking hauling ass. and they have a PSP hooked up to his radio. It's got all this music on it or whatever, and he's got it cranked up all the way. And Braxton's sitting there. They both have seatbelts on. I'm in the backseat, no seatbelt. And I lean up and I look at the speedometer. We're doing 130 at one point in time by the time I leaned up. And I say, hey, this road's going to end. And he's like, what? I'm like, the road is going to end. And Braxton's like, I know. It's okay. I know where it is. I'm like, okay. Because Trevor doesn't know this area. Trevor's never been over here. He has no idea. And we're still gaining speed. I'm telling you. I mean, this all happened really fast, but I know that we were going 130. I leaned up whenever we got to the house. There's like one house on the road, and that's where you need to kind of start letting off. And he kept going, and I'm like, dude, the road's going to end. And I grab the seat belt, pull it down to where it should clip, even though there's no fucking clip there. And I look out because I'm on the passenger side, I look out the passenger window, and all I see is the flash of red. And then he locks up the brake. Well, I don't know. I saw the stop sign, but we were going so fast I couldn't read it. And he locks up the brakes, and we fly, because the road where it teed off is curved severely, and it's uphill. So he locks up the brakes, and we fly through the air, and then I wake up in the middle of a field. I'm just laying on my back. I open my eyes to a starry sky because there wasn't cloudy that night. There's not a lot of street lights or anything at all. We're out in the middle of, we're not in the middle of nowhere, but we're out in a very undeveloped area at this point in time. But let me just give you my mindset during the time. I open my eyes and I see stars, and I feel the grass, and I feel one of my feet is cold, and I just lean up my head and I look down and I'm missing a shoe. And so I kind of like roll over and I lean up, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm missing a shoe. And it's so dark out there. And so I kind of stand up, and I'm just like a little sore, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look over and I see a car. It's not on fire, but there's a lot of fucking smoke billowing from an area over that way. And I don't even notice it's a car at the time. I'm like, where the fuck is my shoe? And I just keep walking. I have no idea what happened. I have zero idea where I am, what's going on, anything. I just see a little bit of smoke, and I start walking in that direction. And this field is not used for anything. It's just rutted out. It's got like where water runs. It's eroded the ground, and it's got these giant trenches throughout. Not giant, but knee-high trenches throughout it. And I keep falling in these fucking trenches and shit. And I make my way over to where this smoke is coming from, and I hear somebody yelling. They're yelling my name, but I don't know it's my name. I don't even know my name at this point in time. I just hear people yelling, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I get to a fence, and it's a barbed wire fence. And I get to the post, and I jump over the barbed wire fence, and then I immediately fall into the ditch on the other side of the fence. Is a really deep ditch. I fall down into it, and I climb up out of it, and I end up on the road. And these people are still yelling my name. But yeah, like I said, I have no idea who or what I am or anything. And I climb out into the road, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And I look over, I see it's a car, and there's people, and they're screaming my name. They're not screaming, help or anything like that. They're just screaming my name. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I climb up onto the road, and I just stand there, and I look around a little bit, and, I know this place like the back of my hand. But I still, and everything, not everything, but where I am and who I am pops into my mind. Like a snap of the finger. I was like, oh, shit. My buddy's grandma's house is down that way. That way leads down to that road, and that way is the highway. And I know something. This is not a good situation, so I'm like, I need to get to the highway because I thought I did for a split second think go to my buddy's grandma's house and knock on the door, but I was like, it's too late. It's too dark out. I don't want to go bother them. So I'm going to run down to the highway and I'll flag down a car. And then another memory flashes into my mind because I turned around. As soon as I turned around, I saw my buddy out in the road. And he's like, Kevin! And I'm like, don't touch me. I don't even know why I said that at this point in time. And then it all flashed back to me that I had a dream that I was, I don't know if it was just from getting knocked out or whatever, but I had a dream that I was on that specific road. Everything looked, what's it called? The thing where you think you've been there before. Rendezvous, not rendezvous, the fucking, whatever that fucking word is, I don't know what it is, where you've been there before. And I had a dream that I was in this exact spot, and that was my buddy, he was there, and he ran after me, and he grabbed me, and I woke up from my dream. So I didn't know what that meant. All I knew is that if he touches me, that ain't good. So I run. I am running one shoe. I got my cell phone is still in my pocket. I have 2 cans of chew in my back pockets because I always carried 2 with me. And they're like hanging out. They're like, my pockets are ripped up and shit. And I just start running as fast as I can fucking run to get to the highway. Because in my dream, I was running, but I wasn't running fast enough, and he caught me. And I woke up. So I run down there, and there's a street light. And I run down there, and but as I'm running, and I start noticing that I can't see out of one of my eyes. One of my eyes it's all black. So I only have one. My left eye is the only eye that I have. And I run down there, and I get to the street light, and he's right behind me. And he gets up to me, and I'm just like, whoa. And he's like, holy shit. And I see he's bleeding from his head. And I'm like, dude, you're bleeding. He's like, holy shit. And so I take my shirt off, and I was like, dude, wrap this around your head. He's like, dude, no. And he wraps it around my head. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, dude, you need this way more than me. And eventually Trevor shows up. And I pull out my cell phone, and I call my house phone, my mom's house phone. I call it, and then it's ringing, and then they answer it because they had a phone. This was house phone era. They still had a house phone right at the head of their bed or whatever. They had like a big headboard and all kinds of shit. They had fucking stuff there. Anyways, they answer the phone. They're like, hello? I'm like, I need help. I'm out. And I look over and I see the road sign. And I'm like, we're over here. We crashed a car. It's not good. I'm really cut up. And I looked down. Like, I felt something fucking with my arm. Like, my arm didn't feel like it worked very well, my left arm. And I look down, and I see my fucking bones and tendons out of my arm. My arm has probably a 5-inch gaping hole, like 5-inch round gaping hole in my fucking arm. And I can see my fucking bones and my tendons as I moved my fingers. And I was like, oh shit, hurry up. And right then, the streetlight turned off. The timer on the streetlight just turned off. And I was like, you need to hurry, we're over here. And they're like, okay, we'll be there. So I hang up the phone. My parents immediately call 911, I'm guessing. And we're just standing there, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? He's like, dude, we fucking flipped the car. And Trevor is just freaking the fuck out that he wrecked his car. Braxton's freaking out because he saw what I looked like before he put the shirt on my head. They both saw my arm. I saw my arm. That's the only thing I could see, obviously. And I'm just like, holy shit. And then we're standing by the highway. The highway's desolate. This is like 2 in the morning. Um, it's not a very busy highway to begin with. And some cars drive by, and we're trying to flag them down, but nobody stops. And then I see a fucking police car fly down, but the street light's off. Nobody can see us. And we're fucking waving our arms. I think he saw us. He hit his brakes, but he just kept going down to do a U-turn. And then my parents in the Durango, the V8 Durango, fucking fly up, and they see us at the stop at the intersection. They slam on the brakes, and then they back up on the highway. And then I run over to the Durango and I open up the door and I'm like, let's go. I need to go to the hospital. And my dad being my dad, he doesn't know exactly what's going on. He's like, you're bleeding all over the car. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm fucked up right now. And he's like, get out of the car. So I get out of the car. The cop turns around. By this time, he shows up. And then he's got his flashlight on us. And he looks us over. And they pull the thing off my head. And they're like, holy shit. I don't know what the fuck they saw when they saw my head at that point in time. But I have no idea. All I know is I still cannot see out of my eye. And I'm like, do I still have my eye? They're like, and they couldn't even see my eye. It was full of blood. There's just blood, my entire eye was red. Everything was red with blood. And it's probably squirting out and shit. It is not good. And then they look at my arm, and then the cop is like, you need to just sit down. So we all sat down on the road, and then an ambulance showed up pretty quickly. An ambulance showed up, and they get me on the stretcher. I just climb onto the stretcher, and then they lift me up, and then they put me in the back of the ambulance, and I'm just like, ah. And then they start cutting my pants off. They cut my boots off. They cut my shirt off. I'm just basically laying there in my underwear. And, they look in my underwear and everything. And I'm like, And then I just remember the ambulance driving on the fucking roughest fucking road. The tech or whoever, the med tech, cannot get the IV in my arm. She stuck me so many fucking times. The ambulance driver's driving like fucking crazy. I don't know. They think I'm in really bad shape. So they're, hurrying to Research Medical Facility. And that's actually, I don't know if my mom worked there at that point in time or not, but my mom did work at Research for a while as an accountant, not as anything else. And I don't even really remember what my mom said the entire time. They were just like, what happened? Like, we crashed. The car's over there. It's on fire. It's smoking something. So, I don't know what happened to Braxton and Trevor. But I'm sure they ended up drove to the hospital or something. I don't know. And I remember going to the hospital. They put a neck brace on me. They were just checking me out and everything. And then the fucking nurse comes. They're like, we need to put a catheter in. I'm like, what the fuck is a catheter? And they're like, it's this tube. We have to stick it through your penis into your bladder. And I'm like, huh? These motherfuckers pull my fucking pants down. My mom, my dad, 2 nurses, the doctor, a bunch of fucking people in this room. They pull my pants down to see my tiny little fucking dick. They fucking shoving this fucking tube in my penis. It hurts so fucking bad. I'm just like, ah! And I can't move. They don't have me strapped down, but they have a neck brace on me. I can't even look. Everybody's just staring at it. I'm like, can you all fucking go away? And my dad walks up, and he's got his phone camera out, and he's like, hey, move your arm, move your fingers. And he takes a video of me moving my fingers. You can see all my tendons and shit in my arm. He's like, that's so fucking cool. I'm like, what the fuck? And my dad really, I don't know. I thought my dad was like a Care Bear, like he was always worried, but I don't know. Maybe at the time he noticed that I'm gonna be okay. I don't know, but he was he could have been a little bit more caring in the situation. Um, he thought it was so cool. You could see all my tendons and stuff. None of them were broke, but there's a giant gaping hole in my arm. He's like, it looks like the Terminator arm. I'm like, whatever, Dad. And yeah, it was a fucking wild time. Got a trooper rolling up on me. I'm behind a slow as fuck U-Haul. But I did not want the trooper to get me going 75. I'd rather. Trooper pickup. I could tell. You can tell it's not just a regular old F-150. It's a fucking trooper F-150. Anyways, they take me back into the ICU, intensive care unit. They numb me. The worst pain I felt the entire time was the numbing needle into my forehead. At this point in time, I knew I was fucked up, but my adrenaline was so high, and nothing really hurt. I just knew I didn't want to fuck. I was a little scratched up and shit. And they eventually my eye did come back. It was either blood or like the flap of skin, because my whole forehead, not my whole forehead, but my whole right side of my forehead was sliced like a triangle, like a slice of pizza, and it just flopped down over my eyeball. Not good. But they numbed it up. They put the skin back. They stapled and stitched up my forehead. They stapled and stitched up my arm. Eventually, they came back through and they removed those, and they put in like the deteriorating stitches and shit. So I don't know, I got like 80 some stitches. I don't know how many staples it was, but I know it was like 80 some stitches total. And then they went through and they stitched it back up with the disintegrating stitches and took the other stitches out, or something like that. Something like that happened. It was a lot that they had to do. And the next morning, I had a lot of family members come to see me. I remember my uncle Rick showed up, and he brought me like some candy bars and stuff. He's like, they only have you on ice chips, don't they? I'm like, yeah. He's like, here's a candy bar. So I ate some candy bar. It was so fucking cool that he came over and brought me something good to eat, because I was only on ice chips. And then it was interesting having the catheter. I was like, I feel like I'm peeing right now, because you could feel the warmth of the fucking hose going over your leg into the bag and shit. They took the neck brace off me, but only to find that where I fell into, I want to say it was poison ivy, but it seems like it was too early in the year for poison ivy. But when I fell on my back and I slid from the car wreck, I was super allergic to whatever I landed in. I want to say it was poison ivy, because that's what it seemed like. The whole back of my head, back of my neck, and top of my shoulders, and I'm very allergic to poison ivy. My entire back was covered in fucking poison ivy. They ended up giving me a shot for that stuff, but it really fucking sucked to have that much poison ivy all over my back, plus everything else. I remember after they got the catheter in, they took me in to get a CAT scan or an MRI or whatever that fucking thing is, and they're wheeling me on my bed, and they have my catheter hose and all my IVs and shit are hanging on the bed right there. and they pushed me into this room. My fucking catheter hose got stuck on the door handle. I'm not making this up. My catheter hose, the tube that goes into my penis, that hurt like a motherfucker, got caught on a door handle as they were pushing me into the MRI room. And they didn't realize that until I'm like, ah! And they back me up and they unhook it from they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, dude, that's a discount right there. Whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know. That fucking blew. And then they put me into the fucking MRI deal. Ran that MRI. Everything was fine. I don't know. I don't even know. I eventually got put out, and they got me a room, a nice room downstairs, and that's where I started getting visitors. My Uncle Rick came. I had a couple of other friends. I had a buddy Jared that was dating a girl, Hannah, at the time, and I always thought Hannah was so fucking cute. And she showed up wearing a fucking mini skirt, a mini denim skirt, cut off skirt or whatever, wearing like bright green underwear, and I could see right up her skirt the whole time. And I had a morphine drip button too, and I just remember sitting there. I was like, I can see up your skirt, and then I clicked the button, and I think I went out. But it was. A lot of people came to see me. A lot of people brought like stuffed animals and cards and flowers and shit like that. And I appreciate all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care about that shit. Come and see me. I was in and out of a daze the 3 days I was in the hospital or whatever. So I only remember a couple of people showing up and stuff. But, yep, I got out, and I was still in high school. So once I got out, the hip was no bone injury whatsoever. All of my bones were fine. Even the hip that I broke recently was fine. And I just remember going to school, and everybody was looking at me like I was the fucking man. And then I found out that another guy, Ryan was a rich kid. He's a country boy. His dad had a lot of land and stuff. But he was a rich kid. He had dirt bikes, go-karts, fucking land, cool shit, guns, a badass he had his first truck was a Cummins diesel, like a 2000, it was like 2006. It was brand new at the time. It was like a 2006 Cummins diesel that was built. He had a bigger turbo and all kinds of cool shit on it, and we would drive around. Well, that Cummins that he had, I don't know if it was his Cummins. He might have had a F-350. I think it was the F-350. He had an F-350 that was built, was his first truck. And the same night that I got in my car wreck, or the same time period, he also was ejected from his truck. He was by himself, driving fast on gravel roads or something, lost control, hit a ditch, and his truck was in a barrel roll, and he was ejected out of the side window, and he said that he was conscious during his ejection. I was not. I was knocked out as soon as because the car that I was in, we hit a telephone pole. It was a telephone pole, big, thick telephone pole that was cut down into a fence post, and there was a gate right there. And so telephone pole is like, I don't know, 10 feet in the ground. Like, it's a fucking stout fucking pole. And this Camaro that we were in, when we jumped the road, because the road was curved and stuff, and we were going so fast, we jumped the road, and he had the brakes and the steering wheel turned. And so when we jumped, we were a little front end heavy. So when we jumped, the front end of the car hit that telephone pole with the left side, the driver's side, and we were angled up, the front end heavy. So we hit that telephone pole, and I I don't know. I don't think the rear hatch had anything hit it when I flew out. I think I am the one that my body blew out that back window, the hatchback of the fucking Camaro. My body is what blew the window out, and that's where I flew out. And I was slingshotted, not slingshotted, well, yeah, I guess slingshotted, like medieval times, whenever they were launching those fireballs and they had that big fucking pull, that thing, they just cut the rope on that one thing and it just fucking, whoop-bam! And the fucking fireball will fly. That was me. I was catapulted. That's what it is. I was catapulted out of the fucking car through the back window. My body is what blew it. Those rear windows, those hatch windows of those Camaros are a thick fucking window. Really fucking thick, strong, and I tempered, I guess. I don't know. I fucking flew the fuck out. And I was catapulted into a field, and luckily I didn't land like on my head. I landed like directly on my back. But Ryan, his truck, when he was ejected, it was out of, I think it was either the driver or passenger side window, because he was in a barrel roll, and he was conscious. He opened his eyes. He said he closed his eyes and he opened his eyes, and he was belly down, not belly down, but, well, like Superman, flew over a fence, like a barbed wire fence or something, or a wooden fence, I don't know. But he said he opened his eyes and he saw the fence, and he flew over the fence and was ejected into a field. He was fucked up, but not near as fucked up as I was. So we were both like the two coolest kids at school, walking around with crazy fucking stories. And I'm like, I was ejected 80 feet from a car. He's like, I was ejected 100 feet from my truck. I'm like, holy shit. This is fucking insane. And, the police report came through, and they said that it was, they measured it out to where I landed, and it was like 80 feet. It was right next to a little tree. And they got the car towed to a car lot, and my buddy went there. Or not my buddy, Trevor, the guy that fucking crashed, he went to the car lot, or the tow lot, and he got his car back, and he hit the pole perfectly. That the engine was still good. It was the driver's side, the whole driver's side of the car was completely smashed in. It's kind of a miracle that he is alive and walking around also, because he took the brunt of the hit, and that, it was all fucked up. I wish I still had them, but I highly doubt I have them anymore. But I had pictures of the car, but I lost my Facebook group, my Facebook profile that I had from high school. I lost it when I got hacked a couple years back. So all of those cool pictures from back in the day are gone. But yeah, he sent me pictures of the car. The hood is ripped up. The whole driver's side, the wheel is smashed all the way up into the firewall. The driver door skin is gone. The rear hatch window is completely blown out. And then the roof was crushed a little bit. And yeah, all the windows busted. I don't know. But he ended up taking that car, took the motor out, and put that motor in he bought another Camaro and did an engine swap. And I never saw the guy again. I never saw him again in my life. But I had heard that he, before any of my fucking wounds were healed, he had already had the engine swapped over to another Camaro, hooning around in that thing. But yeah, one of the pictures they sent to me, or that I had, was of a chunk of biomaterial. I'm thinking it was part of my arm, was stuck to the roof of the car. There's like a big chunk of skin and shit on the roof of the car. And it was pretty fucking gross. Um, so, anyways, yeah, I got out of there, went back to school, and then we had a settlement with his insurance company. $25,000. I was pressuring to sue for more. I was like, no, I almost fucking died. My life is not worth 25 grand. And that was the max that they were willing to give us. So we got $25,000. Half of that, I don't know where it went. I don't know where 12,000 went. Pretty sure it went towards like some medical part stuff and stuff that wasn't covered by the insurance. I don't know, or the deductible. I don't know. But which I mean, I don't know. I wanted to sue. I wanted to get more. I needed more for that. I was like, this fucking idiot. I told him to fucking slow down. That's the edge of the road. He knew what he was doing, and he wrecked the fucking car. And then by this time, by the payout time, he already had his engine swapped over to the new car. He wouldn't ever go over to Braxton's house when I was there. He was avoiding me, which, yeah, you almost fucking killed me. And it's not your fucking money. I'm suing your insurance, dude. Fucking, but my mom was like, no, we're gonna just settle. We got 12,500 that went towards the medical shit. Another 12,500 was mine. And my mom took $2,000 of it and put it in a CD account, so I wasn't allowed to touch it. I took $5,000 and I bought a pickup truck from a car lot because I needed. I didn't have a car or anything, and I found this. It was a green '96 extended cab 4-wheel drive K1500 pickup. Looked really clean, no rust, ran good. It was a '96, so it had the Vortec, but it was a base model, so it didn't. It had crank windows. Did not have a third door, but it's a nice pickup truck, and I got it. Only had like 100,000 miles when I got it, and so went out and bought that truck, and then the other, well, 12,500 minus 5, you leave 7,500 minus 2, so I had another like 5 grand. I think we used some of it for something else. My family we weren't rich, so I think some of it went towards some stuff for the household or whatever. I don't know. And but I had like $2,000 at 16 years old. I had a truck paid off, perfect truck, and I had like $2,000, and I said no. This is for me. And I bought like a bull bar for it, some lights. I should have bought a lift kit and wheels and tires and stuff. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. I just spent it all. Spent all the money, just blew it on random fucking shit. But whatever. And I drove that truck for a long time. I think the last big thing I bought was like tires. I bought some tires for the truck. And, yep, it was a good time. It was a good fucking time. After high school, I really haven't talked to Braxton much. I saw him one time after high school. Me and him were still good friends. But the one time I saw him, he was against drugs and shit. The next time I saw him was after high school, and he was a straight up hippie. He was smoking weed every day. He had, not that having dreadlocks means that you're a hippie or anything, but he had dreadlocks. It was a straight up Jamaican hippie fucking type of guy. Fucking psychedelic shit all over. Like, I don't know. He was He had turned his page in life, and I haven't talked to him in a long, long fucking time. When I still had my old Facebook account, I had messaged him a couple of times, and it took like years for him to respond, but he did end up responding to a couple of them, but all that shit's gone now. And I don't know, miss him. Think he's a cool guy. He had things went a little weird with him. We had another friend, Anthony, and Anthony had a stepsister, and his stepsister was really fucking hot and same age as us. And I tried getting with her. We kissed a little bit, felt her titties. Jordan, my other buddy Jordan, he ended up fingering her one night. And then Braxton ended up dating her and then was with her for a very long time. And she ended up getting with this fucking goober. He was a straight up goober. This fucking idiot goober he got with, she ended up getting with. I could not believe that she was with this guy. She was so fucking hot, so fucking cool. And then her and Braxton split up, and then she ended up getting married to this goober guy. He drove around. He had a Dodge Dakota. I had this guy. I drug him with my truck once because he needed a ride to a house after school one day, and he knew that I smoked cigarettes, and I gave him a cigarette for the ride, and then we get to the house, and this dude, he's like, hey, hey, hey. Before I left, I rolled my window down. He's like, can I have another cigarette? I was like, no. He's like, please, can I just have like 2 more cigarettes? I was like, no, no. And I drug him with my truck. He was hanging onto my driver door window. He would not leave me the fuck alone. He wanted these fucking cigarettes out of me. And I drug him with my truck. I was like, no, get the fuck off my truck. And I drove away. This fucking guy, I could not believe, it's just, I don't know. That's a really funny little thing that happened. But he has a Dodge Dakota. And one day he showed up in the windshield on the passenger side, looked like somebody threw a basketball from the inside of the truck. And I was like, what the fuck happened? He's like, that's my girlfriend's head. I'm like, is she okay? He's like, she's bleeding a little bit, but she's okay. Yeah, I had to slam on the brakes. She wasn't wearing a seatbelt. I'm like, the fuck, dude? It wasn't that girl. They weren't dating at that time. This was in high school. But this fucking goober, all right, tall people, a lot of tall people, like super tall people with not awkward, but like just that you can't buy pants. You have to go to the big and tall store, and even if you do that, you look weird walking around in pants sometimes because they're not fitted. You just got the length right. That you didn't get anything else right. They look fucking weird. This dude, he always wore cowboy boots. He had a dumb fucking face on him. And his shirts didn't fit right. His pants didn't fit right. He just looked like a fucking goober. And he was a fucking annoying. I'm annoying. This dude was annoying to me. So that just tells you how annoying this fucking guy was. He always was trying to fucking hang out with me and shit. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Get the fuck out of here. I hate that I was that way, but I was never that way with anybody. But with this guy, I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here. I don't fucking like you. He was annoying as shit. And this girl, this hot fucking delicious girl, got with this fucking goober, got married and have kids, and I think they're happily married today. I don't know. But it was just, I don't know. They're fine, whatever. Everybody lives their own life. You do it, whatever. I didn't see that working out, but apparently it did, and I think that really hurt Braxton. That she got with the biggest dumbass we at our school. We had a lot of dumbasses, but this was definitely the tallest fucking idiot. Anyways, that is the entire story of my car wreck. It was a very interesting time. It was after that where I slowed down a little bit. You know, I quit doing too much crazy shit. I still did crazy shit, and I still will do crazy shit. But I don't know, as far as driving 100 miles, it's rough for me to even do 90. Like I do 90, and I'm like, let's slow it down. Like I'll hit 90, and I'm like, I hit 90. That was pretty fucking fast. I don't like going much faster than that. And I trust myself driving. It's the other people that driving that I don't trust. Um, with my company where we're at right now, and where I got to train some guys to drive, dude, it's so nerve wracking having some of these newbies driving around with some of these newbies, because I'm like, we could fucking crash and die, and there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to sit in this uncomfortable passenger seat and just let it happen, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. Everybody that I drove with, there's a couple of people that I was like, this is not cool. But one lady, we were driving a Guzzler. She's like, yeah, I used to drive a box truck. I'm like, oh, okay. So you kind of understand how to drive a Class B truck or whatever. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, okay. And they had that sign upside down. The first corner we took, she took it at like fucking 40 miles an hour, and I'm like, ah, shit, we're gonna tip over. She's like, no, we're not. I'm like, you drove a box truck. When you load a box truck, all the heavy shit is at the bottom of the box truck. Like, this is a Guzzler. It's a giant steel body that has a way more weight up high. You will flip over a Guzzler easy. An empty Guzzler, you're gonna flip that motherfucker. So anyways, that was kind of scary. And then I had that accident myself where I just tipped over a vac truck. I went down into a ditch and I flipped that over, and it just, yeah, I don't know. If you're gonna get your CDL and stuff, it's unsafe to do what I'm about to say, but you really need to know how a vehicle is going to act when you slam on the brakes with a half load of liquid. You need to know what's going to happen so you can anticipate, and you'll learn from it so you can get yourself out of some sticky situations in the future. I had never done that. I drove a lot of tankers, a lot of vac trucks, half load, full load, quarter load, it doesn't matter. But I always keep a good following distance. But whenever I flipped that vac truck with a half load and I had to emergency stop, like everybody was stopping, I have to fucking stop. You hit the brake, you lock them up, and you're not stopping. You just keep going. I don't know. It's like you. It would have been better for me to just slow down and look around and then miss it. But I had never in my life needed to lock up the brakes with a half load of liquid, and it's not good. So I don't know. It's not safe to do that. It's kind of hard on the equipment, but if you're going to drive a tanker, I say get a half load, go out onto an empty highway where there's nobody around, nobody behind you or anything, or even just a road. Get up to 50 miles an hour and lock up the brakes and see how the truck reacts, because you need to know how that truck's going to act if you get into a situation where you're going to need to do that. Because I was unaware that the truck was just going to keep fucking go. Like, everybody says it, they're like, yeah, half load is the worst load because all that liquid push you. And I was like, okay. Didn't really think much of it until it happened to me, and I'm like, holy shit, this isn't fucking stopping. you know. And then knowing that you can't stop within a certain distance makes you increase your following distance significantly at all times. They're like 5-second rule. Yeah, 5 seconds. That's so fucking long. Like right now, I'm gonna pass this guy. Not pass him, but I'm following a truck in front of me. He's way up there. He's like a football field away. And as soon as he gets to that power pole, I will start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seconds. A football field is 8 seconds away at 70 miles an hour, roughly. I'm not measuring here. I'm just looking, but I know that I'm 8 seconds behind this guy. And honestly, I was about this distance away from the cars that immediately stopped on the highway. I didn't realize they were going to stop. I thought they were just going to slow down, in the fast lane. Who slams on the brakes in the fast lane? Nobody. So I reacted, but I didn't react. If I would have locked up the brakes, I probably would have been fine. I might have had somebody hit me from the rear also. But I was just like, what the fuck? And I slow down, and then I'm like, oh, they're stopping. And I fucking lock them up, slide, almost fucking hit them, took the ditch, and flipped the truck. Did not feel good. I guess another little tangent that I'll get for the car wreck situation was the intersection where it happened. It's a T in a road. The road that we were on had the stop sign, obviously, and the other road has no stop sign. It's just a straight through shot. And I'm with this other dude, Steven. He was a rich kid, but he was a fucking weirdo. And his parents gave him an Impala. Nothing special about it, just a Chevy Impala, 4-door, nothing crazy car. But he's like, it's fast as fuck. I'm like, it is? Okay. And I was like, can I drive it? And so we drove it, and I took it down to where I got into my car wreck. And I was just showing him. I was like, yeah, dude, that's where I fucking almost died, right there. He's like, oh, shit. I'm like, yeah. And I turn right on the road. So I'm going away from the highway down to the other road. And I get all the way down to the road, and I just do a U-turn because I'm just driving his car. And I'm driving it kind of fast, but nothing crazy. And then he's like, all right, it's my turn. I'm like, okay. So gets out of the car, Chinese fire drill, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I put the seatbelt on. I'm fine. This is a safe car. It's got airbags, all that good shit. At least I thought. And I'm driving it, or we're just driving back down the road, headed straight for the same intersection. And I said, hey, because he's driving fast. And I'm like, all right, dude, I was in a wreck right there. I know this road like back of my hand. You are going too fast to make that corner. Like, I say it kind of quickly. But I'm like, you're going too fast to make this corner. Just keep going straight down to the highway. And he's like, okay. And we're driving, and we get to that fucking intersection. And he locks up the brakes and tries to make the fucking corner. Now, this corner is a different type of corner. It's like they dug out where the road is, and it's like a ditch and a hill, like a big hill, and there's trees on top of the hill right there. We fucking run straight into the fucking hill, head-on collision with the fucking hill. We weren't going near as fast, but he fucking totaled his fucking car, and it was stuck in the ditch. And my knee got completely fucked up because the seat, like the slider for the seat, was not, it didn't lock. So when we hit, my seat fucking went forward and my knee went into the fucking dash. And I cracked the dash with my fucking knee, and my leg fucking hurt like a bitch. And the airbags did not go off. With a head-on collision, the airbags did not go off. And he's like, oh, fuck. I'm like, dude, I straight up lost my shit. I was like, you are so fucking dumb. I fucking hate you. You are the dumbest motherfucker ever. He's like, I'm sorry. I thought I could make the corner. I'm like, I told you, don't take the fucking corner, you dumb fuck. And I got out of the fucking car and I walked. The car was totaled. We weren't moving anywhere. I wasn't willing to help him. I got out and I just started walking away. I was like, you're so fucking dumb. You fucking dumbass. And I just walked away, and I don't know what happened to him. I think I talked to him later on. He's like, yeah, my grandma's pissed off. She won't let me get another car, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, you're fucking dumb, dude. I told you to keep going straight. He's like, I know. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I thought I could make the corner. I'm like, we were in the middle of the conversation saying, you're not going to make the corner. Keep going straight. And you fucking turn and slam on the brakes, and we fucking totaled how dumb do you have to be, you dumb fuck? So now I've always been worried because I've crashed on the one corner, I crashed on that corner. There's one more corner to crash at that specific intersection. And it leads into a creek. It's a deep drop off into a creek with a bunch of concrete. It's not going to be good. I'm not anticipating that to happen. I just try to make sure I don't ever, go that direction. Really, I have gone that direction, but I do not. I don't know. I'm just like, eventually that third corner is going to get me one of these days. I just need to avoid it. But with fate, there's no avoiding fate. So I don't know. Eventually, one day, I may end up in a situation where I'm on that corner, driving on that road, headed towards that corner, and something's going to happen, and I'm going to. But it's only when I'm riding with other people, apparently. Me, myself, I rolled the vac truck. And then I was rear-ended once. But I've never wrecked my own shit. I've hit shit, but I've never wrecked something to where it doesn't run anymore, type of situation. And I've never gotten into an accident where I had to exchange insurance information. Well, I guess when I got rear-ended, I had to exchange insurance information, but that was with a box truck or a lumber dry van truck. Now the street light going off, that was a weird situation, because I looked down at my arm while I'm on the phone with my parents right after the car wreck, and the street light turns off with the timer. There's a girl, really fucking cute girl. It's one of my buddies. He's older than me, and this is his little sister. And he has another sister that's my age, but his other sister was just a year or two younger than me, and she was so fucking cute and hot and fun to hang out with. She would always hang out with everybody, and I don't know. I always thought about trying to get with her, but she was always into other guys. But I ended up taking her out for a drive once, and I showed her the spot. Because I kept telling her about where the spot was, and it's right down the street from her house, but she never really understood where it was. So I took her down there, and I showed her the spot, and I was like, yeah, and it was kind of dusk, like dark, dusky or whatever. And I showed her the spot. She's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, that's the spot. And I was like, and I told her the whole story. And I told her about how I had a dream that I was in and I was running away from Braxton and all that shit. And I said, we drove down to the spot where I got picked up with the ambulance, and right underneath the street light, I said, and this street light right here, it was on, and I looked down at my arm, and then turned off. And then the street light, no shit, turned the fuck off. Because it was on when we got there, and it turned off. And she's like, you're fucked up! I'm like, I know. She's like, this is so scary, that's so crazy. Because it happened right as we showed up there. I was like, I know, it's a weird thing. And now I notice it. Every fucking time, I notice it. When I'm driving down the road and a street light just turns off. And I'm just like, something's about to fucking happen. And I just get a chill up my spine. I'm just like, it's so weird when you're driving through night and a street light just turns off. And it's just like, you have light, and then there's no light. And you're like, something bad is about to happen. And nothing bad has ever happened other than, But it's just a funny, interesting part of the story. So, yeah, it's, it's a weird thing. And if you want to get into like the paranormal, um, fate, the what God and death is type situation, I just part of me, I like to entertain my thoughts on I died that day, and uh, everything since then has been a dream. Like I was telling the story about the football player the other day, where he got a concussion on the football field, but in his own mind, he lived like 10 years and woke up to being on the football field, and it really affected him because he had a wife, a kid, a house, a job, a car. He had all this stuff in his own mind, and when he woke up from his concussion, he was back to being 15 years old on the football field. And it was just like, holy shit. Now, I don't know. It's a fun thing to think about. I don't necessarily think it's true, but it is an interesting thing that it's like one day I could go to sleep and I wake up and I am laying in the middle of a field. And that would be fucking crazy. If one, like, I don't know, if you ever have a near death experience and then you live your life and you think, I can feel the steering wheel. I cry. I have dogs. I have a wife. I have 2 kids. But what if a situation like the same thing happens to me, where I wake up one day and I open my eyes and I'm laying in a field and I'm back to being 16 years old, and there's a car smoking and Braxton is chasing me down this road? What if I wake up and I'm in that same situation again? It's kind of fucking freaky to think about it, guys. Like, it sounds like a really good premise for like a movie, but kind of like Groundhog Day. You doesn't matter what you did the day before, you wake up and then you're in the same thing. Now, I don't have a Groundhog Day type of thing going on, but I don't know. I'm living this life. The only thing I know that could be real is what I have in my head and what I see and things like that. But what if one day, you know, maybe you have a near death experience where you were, I don't know, let's just say you were working on a roof, putting up Christmas lights or something, and you fall down, you get hurt, you go to the hospital, you get fixed up, and then you go back to your house and or whatever, you hang out with your wife, you have a baby, you have a dog, you get a car, you get a really good job, things are going really well for you, and then I don't know, one day you go to sleep and you wake up. But when you wake up, you're laying on the ground looking at the Christmas lights, and you're like, "Oh, you just lost years of your life, but not really. But really, but not really. You still have all those memories." I don't know. And the dream is the weirdest fucking thing of the entire thing. Is I've it the way it seems, the way it happened. Now I understand I was in a traumatic situation. My brain got a little rattled. But the way I always remember it, it was like 2 weeks, maybe a week, within that time period before the crash. I woke up and I had a dream that I was, woke up in a field, and I made it to that intersection. I noticed that was my buddy's grandma's house, and I ran, and Braxton was chasing me. I didn't really realize that I was involved in the car crash in the dream. I just knew that I was running, and Braxton grabbed me, caught me, grabbed me, and I woke up. And then 2 weeks later, I'm in that situation. And it's weird because, your brain does get scrambled up, and I could be making up memories here. But, dude, I know as soon as I got into that middle of the intersection, I was like, I've been here before, and Braxton's going to chase me. So I just got to run. So that's the reason I was running. So, I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird to think of. Like, because part of me thinks the true death is nothingness, which is happiness, which is, well, it's not happy, it's not sad, it's nothing. There's nothing and people hate that explanation. And I understand people have their own, thoughts and stuff, but I have my own thoughts too. And my own thoughts is death is nothing. I've been knocked out so many times in my life. And during that knockout period, there's nothing. You'll come back, and then you don't know what the fuck is going on, but then your memories come back, they flood back, and you remember what happened. It's kind of like the car wreck. Also with Wyatt, the fucking dumb redneck that choked me out. Same with whenever I used to, I don't know, as a young kid, I used to always get lightheaded all the time, and it was the same type of situation where you would get so lightheaded, you would lose vision, you would lose balance, and you just had to grasp onto something, and your vision would fade out, kind of like an old TV. It would just fade out to black, and then it would come back. And I'm guessing that's like a low blood pressure type of situation. I'm not sure. But as soon as you come back, you're like, what the fuck happened? Yeah, I guess one thing, it's really funny. You can look up Alex Jones getting choked out. That video means a lot to me because I understand exactly what he went through. He's like pestering this MMA guy. He's like, choke me out, dude, choke me out. So the guy runs over and puts his arm around his neck, chokes him out, and then Alex goes to sleep, and then he goes, what happened? What do you mean? What happened? And he's just looking around. And that's how fast it fucking happens. He's like, what happened? Because that's what you wake up and you're like, what the fuck happened? You don't, like, you lose a little bit of, like, what happened right then. It'll come back, but your memory does not remember it. So part of me thinks that situation, when you get knocked out and it fades to black and there's nothing, that's what I think death could be. And people don't like that. They want there to be an afterlife or some sort of something going on, which that is an afterlife. But to me, the afterlife is nothing. You're not conscious. There's nothing that, like, it's not sad even to think about. You're like, I want to keep going. You don't know. There's nothing to know. There's nothing there. You may be a spirit floating around, but there's nothing there. There's no thoughts. You can't think. There's no thoughts. There's no love, happiness, thinking of it. There's nothing. But then I get into this other situation where I'm kind of thinking, if I had died that day, and from that moment that I got knocked out, and I was, instead of, just getting a couple scrapes here and there, I was completely dismembered. But in the afterlife, it creates this situation that I'm in right now. From that point on, if I had died there and now I'm living in what, I don't know, it's weird, and I'm in a different timeline. I'm in a different universe type of situation because, the multiverse, I don't know. You think whenever everybody thinks of multiverse, it's like Spider-Man into the multiverse. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying If I died and this is the afterlife, I'm okay with that. I just really hope one day I don't go to sleep and wake up in the middle of a field, because that would be a real weird fuck. And I still had all these memories from that point on. If I still have all these memories and I wake up in a field, I'd be like, holy shit, I need to invest in fucking Bitcoin right now. Amazon? Amazon, I don't think it was even a really, I mean, it was still like a book thing whenever I was that old. That would be such a cool fucking movie, though. Man. Anyways, I've been talking for a long time. This is a long episode. So, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Sorry about that. If you want to, well, you've already listened to this point, so thank you for listening. I hope this was entertaining enough. I know it started out kind of fucking boring and stuff, but I think that, the interesting part came. So I enjoy telling the story. I hope you enjoy listening to the story. We're driving. We're in Iowa. We're almost to Des Moines, ready to get loaded. I got me my fucking lunch sitting here, ready to go, and we're gonna have a good day. Gonna have a good day. All right. Keep all 18 down, please, or all four, or whatever the fuck you're driving. Keep them all down. Stay safe out there, and adios, muchachos. Bye bye.